the Warriors. Randall at hooker, Halliwell and Trevitt either side of him, Ollie Thraves and Paddy Pearce in the engine room. Aaron Tull captains the side from the blind side flank. Tom Gardner on the open side with Ed Harvey at 8. It's Carter and Worsley at 9 and 10. Tom Ormsby on the left wing. Gabe Lacey on the right. Lucas Bertie and Isaac Campbell-Wu in the centres. And Sammy Hamid is the fullback for the Bears. For Northampton Saints, they have Smith, Wright and Tarr in the front row. Cam Richards-Farr and George Lavender in the second row. Ted Reid, Henry Pollock and George Patton captains the side from 8. Hall and Taylor at 9 and 10. Frankie Slightholme, a name synonymous with Northampton Saints, is on the left wing. Ethan Thorne on the right with Keane and Cousins in the centre. Jody Devine is at full back. Benches for both teams. If you come on the pitch, you must play at least 15 minutes, so expect to see plenty of action from Davey, Marsden, Moran, Paramore, Cox, Price, Hawkins and Davis. Gradwick, Light, Ferrari, Nisbet, Hadaway, Bennett, Wilson, McPartland, Thame and Ewan Baker. 16 to 23 for both teams. Bristol Bears already out. They are in the white jerseys with the blue and red trim. Final conversations happening in the huddle at the end of what has been a quite brilliant season for Bristol, as it has for Northampton Saints. Winners of their respective North and South competitions facing off here to close the show. Saints led out by Craig Wright. George Patton captains the side. Henry Pollock, the open side flanker, the Stowe boy. Very physical with himself going through his final preparations. And thank you very much for joining us wherever you're watching from around the world. Great pleasure to bring you this and all of the games at this level. This is a glimpse into the future of these two great clubs. Northampton Saints and Bristol Bears, synonymous with success. Great players, great moments littered throughout the history of English rugby. George Selwood, the man on the whistle for this one, in the pink jersey with the white sleeves. Northampton Saints in the famous green, black and gold will get us underway. Tommy Taylor, the outside half from rugby school, gets the final underway. Saints kick into Bristol, who are attacking the try line to your right. Clean catch by Tom Gardner. Wales under 18, Clifton College open side flanker. Oh, and that's been coughed up. Henry Pollock pounces on it, and it's a first touch in attacking territory for Northampton Saints. Bit of nerves from either side. Bears showing attacking intent, but maybe a little bit too deep in their own half to do that early on. We'll have our first look at the set scrum. The pitch entirely in shadow now. If you've been watching throughout the day, you'll have seen it being sun-soaked for most of today. Temperatures dropped a bit, but the sky is so clear. For the time of year, these conditions absolutely perfect. Couldn't ask for much more on this fast 4G surface as well. Harry Hall with the put-in. Ipswich schoolboy picked up by Patton. Taken back in by Jody Devine. Good feet. Oh, and that's just been knocked on. So a couple of early handling errors from Northampton Saints. Seeing Jody Devine come in at second receiver there. Class player, can drop in throughout the back line, so expect to see him get his hands on the ball. Looked a decent scrum for Saints first up. Smith, Wright and Tarr at 1, 2 and 3. What can Trevett, Randall and Halliwell do in response? Looked an early push there from Saints. And that is what the penalty has been given for. Easy opportunity for Bristol Bears to clear their lines and build from the line out. Decent nudge to touch from Sam Worsley, Clifton College player, England under 18 against France. Very mature rugby brain for an under 18 player. And Aaron Tull, the captain, rises high. Good line out ball, flat ball to Ed Harvey, who breaks the line. He's got a supporter with him. It is Lucas Bertie, who just about gets brought down. Bristol Bears pouring forward, 3 metres short, looking for the first score with their first real attack. Just short, says the referee. But alarm bells ringing here for Northampton Saints. Ball taking an eternity to come back. Bristol Bears dive short again. Paddy Pearce sniffing around that one, but instead they're going to keep it short. Saints doing well just to stem the flow for now. They've stemmed it again and they've made a metre there, Saints. Selwood keeping the Saints onside again. It's slow ball. The Saints thought they turned it over, but Callum Smith hasn't rolled away. And Bristol Bears win the penalty. What about that break though? Ed Harvey hitting the line late. Big ball carrying number 8. Lucas Bertie was returning to the side. He was the man of the match against Saracens. Very, very close to opening the scoring there. Good line-out ball again. Aaron Tull rises high. The catch and drive. And the ball starts to roll towards the Northampton Saints line. Bristol Bears looking to capitalise on this early jaunt into the Saints 22. Sacked by Saints. Ball won by Saints. Celebrations there from Callum Smith as well. The Bedford School loosehead. Realising that small win after small win can equal a big win. And Northampton Saints survive. Bristol 0, Northampton 0 inside the first 5 minutes. Harry Hall with the put-in. Great crowd underneath us. You can't see them because they're all in the stand below our commentary position here. The main stand is empty. But so many supporters have made the journey, not just for these two teams, but for all the teams throughout the day. Very well supported. Friends, family, everyone in the proper club merch. Just like you watching at home, looking for a gaze towards the future of the clubs that they support. So Hall with the put-in again. Bears put the squeeze on. Heavy carry, tackled by Lucas Bertie. Again, Saints looking to move it here, and they could have created a 2-on-1. And now space for Saints to march into. Really good pace, and the ankle tap on Slightholme when it looked like he'd gone clear. Oh, what an important touch on Frankie Slightholme. And Paddy Pearce can carry clear. Kicked into space. Oh, Jody Devine just getting that wrong, but getting away with it. Chased by Tull. Bristol Bears being a real nuisance at that breakdown. Jody Devine did well to recover in the end. Isaac Campbell-Wu making a tackle. Two massive centres for Bristol. Campbell-Wu and Bertie at 12 and 13. So Hamid takes that well. Tries to get the hand out, but Toby Cousins brings him down. Now Worsley tries to free the hands. Well, Craig Wright was warned. And Pete Carter has gone into the 22. Bit of an injection of pace from the scrum half. Harvey. Well, gets met. Toby Cousins. Strong tackle from the outside centre. Bertie. Good pick up off the toes. James Randall with the grey scrum cap on. Worsley. Bertie. Oh, big shot coming in by George Patton when Bertie was a bit of a sitting duck. Rode it well. Worsley. Oh, inside pass bounces off the chest of Gardner. Well, a bit of afters between two players. It was 8 on 9. Patton on Carter. Making friends with each other. Hall. That was Archie Keane. And then Taylor was at second receiver. George Lavender was out there. And Ethan Thorne gets slung back in field. Oh, big shot, Tom Gardner. Clifton College flanker, not giving an inch. Ken Richards far. Oh, that's a fabulous offload. And now Henry Pollock, he's got options either side. Picks Slate home, who pins his ears back this time. Beats Tom Ormsby, and Frankie Slate-Holmes scores the opener for Northampton Saints. Well, the second time we've seen the clean heels of Frankie Slate-Holmes. Really well done by Henry Pollock, chose the right option. It was a desperate chase from Ormsby, but Slate-Holmes pinned back his ears and finished that beautifully. What about the offload to Pollock as well, to put the flanker into space? Nearly 10 minutes gone. First try of the match goes the way of Northampton Saints. They lead by 5 points to 0. Well, Tommy Taylor needs to put his tail into motion here. He's been told he's already had 30 seconds by George Selwood. Make that 45. And that one misses on the near side. Chance to add the extras is unsuccessful. Bristol 0, Northampton 5. Another look at this. Really well timed pass. So Worsley puts that skyward right into the 22. And George Patton. Again, Saints looking to put some width on this, and it could be a little bit of space. Not quite though, and Worsley makes a good tackle. Perhaps could have gone one more. Tackle off the ball. That's what conceded the penalty. Tom Gardner, the guilty party. Craig Wright, another man who's been involved with the England under-18s, the Felsted boy. It's a nice flat ball. It sends Archie Keane into the contact zone. Inside ball, Toby Cousins. Really good gain line from the centre. Now it's Nick Tarr. Tight head drives his legs. Aaron Tull sniffing around the turnover and gets it. Great work from the captain. Louis Trevitt. So Pete Carter, Clifton College 9, shapes the box kick. George Selwood tells him to use it, which he does. That's an awkward one to take, and it's quite a friendly bounce for Jody Devine in the end. Tull's over it. Tull wins the turnover. 2 in 2 phases for Aaron Tull. And the Bristol Bears captain marching his team up the pitch single-handedly. Lovely kick by Sam Worsley as well. Takes Bears into the 22. James Randall, the hooker at Hartbury College, is already there and ready to go too. And then the throw isn't straight. Wasn't just loose ball. There was infringement as well. Northampton Saints opting for the scrum. George Selwood telling the front rows he wants them nice and square. "21 minutes of the half remaining." Harry Hall waits. Ball out quickly then. And again they target Sam Worsley's channel. He makes the tackle, but it's a passive one. Oh, that was very, very close indeed. Isaac Campbell-Wu. Oh, he read that. Saw some ribs and his eyes lit up. Taylor out on the full, always inside the 22. Decent clearance kick as well. Bears thinking about going quickly. And Tom Taylor makes a good 30-something metres there to just take the pressure out of the 22. But Bears with a good platform. So Randall, originally a Bedford boy, picks out Tull. That's been a great combination in the line-out so far. Oh, Archie Keane. Great shot on Harvey. Straight out of the textbook. Oh, Isaac Campbell-Wu.
Yes, Bristol! Yes, Bristol! Lovely try!
Well, Bristol Bears have been absolutely superb over the ball. Louis Trevitt. Clifton College loose head. Another one who's been involved as an age group international with Wales under 18s. Good line-out ball here. Bristol Bears looking for their first points of this final. James Randall in the box seat. Well, Saints have brought that down illegally. Little dummy there from Carter. Still going. Great strength from the 9. Still moving towards the line. Still moving towards the line. Callum Smith gets his hands on the ball. Penalty advantage, Bristol Bears. Massive, massive chance for them to draw level. Third penalty advantage. Could we be looking at anything a little bit more serious as that ball gets knocked down, knocked forward, and then it's scrappy, but great feet from Lucas Bertie. We'll go back for the penalty, but with 3 advantages in a row, this time there will be no further actions. I wonder whether or not George Selwood might at least have a word with the captain, George Patton. Five metres out. Halfway through the first half, Bristol 0, Northampton Saints 5. After a series of good turnovers, Bristol Bears knocking on the door. First job, Randall needs to find his man. He does. The maul starts. Randall gets his hands on the ball. It's gone to ground. It's another penalty advantage coming. As Bristol Bears look to keep it tight, they drive for the line. They're over the line, we're level. And Bristol Bears make the pressure pay, make the advantages pay. And we are all square at Sixways. And it was Trevette, the man whose turnover got them into the 22, who stayed low, who stayed strong, and who levelled the scores. Bristol Bears 5, Northampton Saints 5. So Worsley, first time he's had the ball on the tee. And he's got the opportunity to put Bristol ahead for the first time. As sweet as you like. And that was a great view for all the supporters in the stand below us as well. They knew it was over from the moment it left the tee. Bristol Bears 7, Northampton Saints 5. Watch Trevette here. Number 1. Pete Carter had just walked away from it. He knew he was getting nowhere near that ball. Slight Holmes knocked that on the restart. What we have seen today from all of the teams is incredibly competitive restarts. It's been a real work on throughout the game. High hanging restarts, fast outside backs. That time it was Slight Home, the try scorer. Out it comes from Carter. He's on the wraparound, and now it's Bristol Bears looking to run a first phase move and create some space around the outside, which they do. Great hands, great feet, and they're up over halfway. Carter tipped on, and now Worsley. Bristol Bears back where they started, on the halfway line. That's Campbell Isaac Wu. Oh, that might be trouble. Paddy Pearce has gone above the horizontal, and it is a yellow card. Don't think there can be too many complaints. It was originally a great collision, but the feet went above the horizontal. And for the next 10 minutes, Saints will be down to 14. So let's have another look at this. Yeah, the original collision was great, but just the legs went up above the horizontal. Referee in a great spot. And with player safety being paramount, that has to be a yellow card. Now Lucas Bertie. He looks exciting every time he gets his hands on the ball, doesn't he, Bertie? Here is Paddy Pearce, the man who was dumped on his head, and Tull, it's a great line, good pace from Tull as well, and Ormsby knocks it on under pressure from Slight Home. Oh, now Northampton, 14 on the park, but running it from their own 22. Oh, and then passing the ball forward, 5 metres from their own line. Well, worrying signs here for Bristol Bears. Aaron Tull, the captain, has stayed down. He's clutching his left hamstring. And we're going to have a break in play. Well, Northampton Saints, masters of their own downfall at the moment. So much for clock management when you're down to 14 players. That is Aaron Tull. We're only 20 minutes into this game. But what a start he's had. Bursting the line, turning the ball over, getting offloads away, but that doesn't look great for him. Hopefully a precautionary measure, and he's not going to miss too much rugby because a very, very exciting young talent indeed, the Bristol Bears captain. So coming on to replace him is Charlie Cox. So that is a like-for-like replacement. And in fact, Cox has gone to the open side and Gardner has moved to the blind side. But it is all about Bristol Bears here, and Sami Hamid just loses the ball, having done most of the hard work. The Northampton Saints can breathe again. They're still looking to run it though, and Harry Hall gets away from the first tackler. Floodlights on now as the sky darkens here at Sixways. Northampton Saints playing a lot of ball in their own 22 and losing collisions like that. And that shoots out the back, and again Tommy Taylor goes for the spiral. It's a good 50 metres as Isaac Campbell-Wu picks it up on halfway, steps off the right foot, beats the first tackler, brought down by the second. And Bristol Bears looking to keep the ball alive. This game being played at a serious tempo when the ball's in play. Frankie Slightholme over the ball. A number of jackal turnovers have been won. It's been absolutely huge. It's the one gamble with playing that high tempo is that players can be isolated. And that happened there. This Ormsby and Slightholme battle, 11 on 11. Very, very entertaining as we approach the final 10 minutes of the first half. Brilliant kick, Tom Taylor. With what, 6 or 7 metres to play with, has kicked Saints all the way in to the Bears at 22. Aston Gradwick Light is on at hooker because, of course, Craig Wright is in the sin bin. Ted Reed is the man who's made way for the hooker. The Northampton Saints fluff the lines. The throw not straight. And Bristol Bears have opted for the scrum. We're about 5 minutes into the yellow card. Again, it'll be pretty accurate, but not perfectly linked in with the official timing. But so far, 0-0 in that period of 15 on 14. I think both teams need huge credit for the way that they've tried to play rugby. I wouldn't be too surprised if Bristol Bears run the ball, especially because they're a man down and someone's going to have to step in at number 8 for Saints. It's going to be Tommy Taylor. So Archie Keane steps in to that first defensive position, the inside centre. Toby Cousins outside him, then Ethan Thorne. So there is a natural overlap. And 5 people on the open side for Bristol Bears, running at 3, and then Jody Devine being the sweeper. Oh, there's a missed pass. And now the chance to put the hammer down. Cousins makes a very important tackle for Saints. But again, Bristol Bears finding that first phase gain line easy to come by. Oh, Aston Gradwick Light making a massive shot. It was Tom Gardner. Then another penalty for Saints, who are dealing with having 14 players very well. Couple of afters there, bit of needling. I'm not surprised, this is a final, and a very competitive one at that. Bears 7, Saints 5. And the penalty was for an extra roll on the ground. Tommy Taylor is going to go for the sticks here as well. And this smart game management from Northampton Saints, because they can take their time here, manage the clock, possibly take the lead. But if it does miss the sticks, the ball will need to go dead, because they'll definitely get it back. And in that time, maybe that will see the end of the sin bin. If you're just tuning in, you've missed 2 tries. Slateholme scored the opener. Burst from Henry Pollock. He put Slateholme in on the left wing. And then it was a short-range equaliser from Louis Trevitt that Sam Worsley converted to make it 7-5. This, Tommy Taylor's second kick at goal, the first penalty, and the chance to put Saints into the lead. It has the legs, but it doesn't have the direction. Bristol 7, Northampton 5. Well, Bristol could contest this, you know. Oh, they don't quite get there in time, and Tommy Taylor takes a knee before he gets absolutely melted by the on-rushing Bristol Bears tacklers. Here's Archie Keane, whips that out the back. Slateholme, oh, does very well in the end. Slateholme, it's been knocked on. Yeah, Slateholme is being driven towards the touchline, managed to throw it back infield. And the yellow card period ends, so Craig Wright back on, Ted Reed back on, Aston Gradwick Light off. Northampton Saints, probably frustrating that they missed the penalty, but have managed that period without their hooker very well. 5 minutes to go till half time. Harry Hall. Oh, scrum penalty to Bristol Bears. You can see the needle out there as well. What was interesting about that is Aston Gradwick Light has actually stayed on, and Craig Wright went on at prop. So the man who started as hooker, then got sin-binned, is now propping for Northampton Saints. What a dominant scrum there for Bristol Bears. 4 minutes to go till half-time. Here's Randall. Goes to the back, has overthrown it, and here is Gradwick Light. Oh, good carry. And then flings a speculator out. Northampton Saints is trying to keep this ball alive, make some space. And there isn't any up the right-hand side. Ethan Thorne gets swallowed up by Bristol defenders. Gradwick Light again. Slateholme, oh, lovely inside pass. Henry Pollock gallops into the 22. Oh, barges his way over a defender. Slateholme was there. Could have been that flanker winger combo again. But instead it's Ted Reed. Takes it infield. Northampton Saints back on the front foot. Cam Richards far. On a forward pass. Sorry, knock on in the tackle. Handling error. Lets Bristol Bears off the hook. Two minutes to half time. Bristol 7, Northampton 5. Both teams guilty of not converting in the red zone. But that's what makes these finals so dramatic. Under the lights here at a great stadium, Sixways. In it comes from Carter. And Bears kick clear. Quickly off the top there, and Hall. Good pick up off the toes of Archie Keane. He's come in at first receiver a few times, the 12, to try and make some space for Tommy Taylor. That was Charlie Cox called out, and Slate home off the other wing. Oh, lovely. Out of the back door offload from Slate home as he goes looking for work. Penalty advantage here for Saints, so a free go at it. Here's Craig Wright. Still penalty advantage. Gradwick Lights there waiting. It's gone out of the back door, and now Pollock's underneath it, but the kick is overcooked. And this in a very similar position to the penalty that was kicked for goal by Taylor. I wonder if he'll have another shot here. A bit further out, but a bit wider. It's a bit like an American football hat. Was aiming for Pollock, who's got plenty of gas, but that was asking a lot of the Stowe School open side. Into the final minute of the half. Northampton Saints back in the 22. First job, find the line-out jumper. George Lavender rises high to claim it. Penalty advantage coming for offside. Archie Keane. Chip ahead for himself. Oh, he nearly gathers it as well. The Northampton Saints tap go, and they want to keep this ball alive. Another advantage. Another penalty advantage. This time Ed Harvey not rolling away. Oh, and that is a brutal collision. Bristol Bears coming out on top, but still penalty advantage. Tom Taylor just caught in two minds there. Lucas Bertie making the charge down, but back to back penalties. Similar to Northampton earlier in the half, when Bristol Bears scored their first and only try. Again, it's a tap and go from Patton. Brave carry from the captain and number 8, Taylor. Then Keane, good step from Keane. The cover tackle takes him to ground. Oh, that's a brilliant turnover. That is absolutely brilliant. Northampton Saints trying to keep the ball alive, trying to stretch Bristol Bears, but Sammy Hamid of Clifton College try-saving intervention to keep his team in the lead at the break. One try apiece. The Sam Worsley conversion is all that separates the teams under the lights here at Sixways. Half-time, it is Bristol Bears 7, Northampton Saints 5. Well, 2 tries for us to have a look at there in the first half. First went to Northampton Saints. And this offload here round the corner, absolutely beautiful. It was Henry Pollock striding into the half, pass off the right hand. Frankie Slateholme having been ankle tapped just before. Tom Ormsby couldn't catch him that time. And Slateholme dotted down. The conversion was missed. And Bristol Bears wrestled their way back into the half. Beautiful offload. And Henry Pollock has threatened to go in a couple of times, but managed to that time. Frankie Slateholme, brother of Ollie, of course, moved from the centre to the wing and showed plenty of gas there. And this was Bristol Bears striking back. Saints had given away a few penalties. Penalties that were down to the pressure that Bristol Bears were putting on them. And Louis Trevitt dotted down. That was converted. Both teams have had chances since. And this one very much in the balance. Half time, Bristol Bears 7, Northampton Saints 5. Bristol Bears under-18s to get us underway in the second half after a beautiful grubber kick there from the ball boy. On the money. Take a bow, son. The camera saw that and everything. Worsley gets us back underway. This one in the balance. A great final and a great end to the under-18s academy season. Who will be the champions? Bristol Bears with the first meaningful chance to defend. And then George Patton doing well, picking the ball up, making another couple of metres. Once again, Saints going to run from their own 22. You've got to respect it. Great to see not just young players playing, but academies and great clubs giving them licence to do so. Penalty Bears. Now, what is the call here? 3 very kickable points. And it is a shot called. Well, these are what you'd hope are some freebies for Bristol Bears. We said with the first meaningful chance to defend, and that is exactly what they've done. Pitted Northampton Saints just outside their own 22. Sam Worsley, England under-18s outside half, is going to go for the poles. Oh, the sun's well and truly gone now. Inky black sky and floodlights above these players. Perfectly still conditions, a kicker's dream. But Sam Worsley has missed that. Well, well, well. Both kickers have missed kickable 3-pointers. And the scoreboard remains Bristol 7, Northampton 5. A chip over the top. Where's this going to bounce? Oh, straight back into the breadbasket. Beautifully done by Worsley. Now Hamid in at first receiver. Steps off the left foot and finds a bit of space. Pete Carter's there on his shoulder. And then Jimmy Halliwell and Bristol Bears concede the penalty. Oh, there was so much to like about that. Henry Pollock still out there making friends. A lot of intensity in Pollock's game, isn't there? Oh, Jimmy Halliwell. It was an extra roll that gave away the penalty. He was man of the match against London Irish, Halliwell. Got a few facts like that, and for them, I must thank Will Roberts, who runs the Young Rugby Instagram account. Here's Jimmy Halliwell with a chance to make amends. No extra roll this time from the tight head prop. Little snipe at it from Pete Carter. So now Gardner waits at first receiver, but they go the other way. Oh, that's a brilliant line and a great ball from Ed Harvey. But it's been knocked on. Oh, unbelievable. Bristol Bears spurning opportunities in this second half. Saints making a couple of changes. Archie McPartland wearing 21. Stowe School scrum half. Toby Tame coming on as well. He's a Radley boy. But yes, I was busy thanking Will Roberts, wasn't I? He runs the Young Rugby Instagram account. Lots of great accounts out there, but in terms of keeping up with rugby in and around this level, Young Rugby on Instagram, pretty undisputed. So thanks, Will, and keep up the good work. Another reset. And the referee's not happy with the far side. So Jimmy Halliwell and Callum Smith. And in fact, George Selwood is going to swap sides and have a good look. And see if there's a decision to be made beyond the reset. So Patton goes and nearly gets driven over his own try line. Again, Bristol Bears pouring the pressure on, not making this easy at all for Northampton Saints. The ball grounded by Northampton Saints, so it'll be a Bristol Bears scrum with the put-in 5 metres from the line. This is immense. They've just about got the ball down there. Ed Harvey was sniffing around it. And I wouldn't be surprised if Ed Harvey is sniffing around the base of the scrum here to try and go straight down the channel of the man under the sticks. Well, it is Harvey, but he finds Carter. Oh, numbers here for Bristol Bears. Step by Hamid. Oh, he doesn't let the ball go, and Saints can make the tackle and survive at least one more phase. Strong pick. Saints over the ball. Is it enough to get a turnover? No, says the referee, and Bears can go again. That was Halliwell. Selwood keeps Saints onside. Oh, a chop tackle there. Really positive collision. And Ed Harvey. Oh, and they've turned it over of Northampton, but that is not a brilliant kick. Just inviting pressure back on the 22 again. Didn't really have anywhere to go. So great work for the turnover, but it is back with Bristol inside the Saints 22. Long period of pressure. Oh, monster shot on Ed Harvey, but a little bit too high. 8 on 8 there, pattern on Harvey. Conversation happening between the referee and the second rower there. Paddy Pearce telling George Selwood, or asking George Selwood, to have a look at Northampton Saints rolling back into the path, having rolled away. They've gone for the corner this time. And this feels like a really important phase in the match. If Bristol Bears can make this count, then they can build on it. If Saints survive, then goodness me, they'll get some confidence. Well, 15s both doing well there. First to close the gap and then to make the tackle. Jody Devine and Sam Hamid. Another penalty, this time for off feet, and they're just starting to mount up here for Saints. A few infringements. And this time Bristol are going to have a go from the other side. Worsley finds touch. 8 minutes gone, still no score in the second half. One missed penalty and a few spurned opportunities. Randall finds the man, front ball. Another good sack from Saints. That's twice they've stifled them all. Now Bristol Bears queuing up for the carry. Oh, ball was lifted, so Saints can come away with it. They do survive, but now they need a good exit. They failed there so far. What can Harry Hall do from the boot? Oh, that's a superb box kick. Archie McPartland on for Harry Hall. And that is absolutely brilliant. Dropped it on a sixpence right on halfway. And Bristol Bears don't add to the score and then lose 50 metres. That's off the top. Bristol Bears have made a change at scrum half as well. It's Rhys Price on in the blank jersey. And here is Price digging for it. Oh, really good chase. Pressure coming in on Worsley. And Saints really working hard in defence. So Price, blue sleeves under his blank jersey, just boxes that one clear into the night sky. His opposite number, Archie McParland, takes it. And that one sliced off the boot. Not a great strike at all from Jody Devine. He's gone down with a bit of cup final cramp in the cold. And that one's out on the full. Ten minutes of the second half gone then. No score has been added since half time. Oh, and the crowd really find their voices as well. Great to have them here. Pretty much a full house in the stand underneath our commentary position. And Jody Devine just stretching himself out after, what would politely be saying, shanking that kick. Sometimes a missed kick can really put your body under scrutiny. Some Pilates and a bit of yoga, and then we'll decide whether or not he's able to continue. He's jogging towards the touchline. So Bristol go to the back. It comes away. Another good line, and Northampton straight over the top of it, but advantage coming. And again, the big men go forward. Good shot on Isaac Campbell-Wu. Penalty advantage here. It's going to be another kickable one should we go to the whistle right in front of the sticks. Well, offside. And what are we going to have here? And it will be a shot. And in a tight game, when both teams have missed opportunities off the tee, surely, these will be the first points of the second half. George Selwood having a conversation. And a last warning, really. Northampton Saints have already been down to 14 once in this match. Worsley does convert. Bristol Bears up to 10. The person in the scoreboard has awoken from their slumber to add another 3 to the Bears. They lead by 10 points to 5. "48 minutes gone. 16 penalties Northampton Saints have conceded. That's a penalty every 3 minutes. And I wouldn't be surprised if the referee maybe starts to have a look at that. Still just over 20 minutes of this one to go. Teams starting to make changes. Everybody in the squad today has to play at least 15 minutes as part of the under-18 academy regulations. And Lucas Bertie taking it right to the line before finding Ed Harvey. That one drilled down the middle. Good defensive lift, but Saints moving the ball really well. Then checking inside, Toby Cousins goes to ground. Henry Hawkins on for Bristol Bears, wearing number 22. Jimmy Halliwell making a real nuisance of himself. Big physical, tight head. And makes another huge turnover. He's big and tall and strong, but gets down low. Plays like that, otherwise been involved with the England 18s, and just like that, Bristol Bears back into the Saints 22. Bristol Bears 10, Northampton Saints 5. Bristol Bears have been in the ascendancy for the 15 minutes of this second half, but at some point they're going to need to add to the scoreboard, because the pendulum will swing back Northampton Saints' way. There's an advantage coming here as Bristol Bears go in search of try number 2. And I think enough is enough, and Northampton will be going down to 14. Well, not this time. No one's leaving the field. That's penalty number 17, and it's still 15 on 15, but Bristol with a great opportunity here. That's the first job done. They found the man. James Randall will be at the back. There is jersey on ball here. Well. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that in all my years in rugby. Rhys Price has lost his jersey over his head. The ball was trapped in it, and Northampton Saints get a scrum. And in fact, it wasn't at all. It was Henry Pollock, wasn't it? What's happened here? It's Henry Pollock. Oh yeah, Henry Pollock's ripped it. He's lost his jersey. The ball has got stuck in the jersey in what is the least convincing magic trick I've ever seen. But Saints have come up with possession. Well played, Henry Pollock. And Henry Pollock has been absolutely brilliant today. So Randall throws to the middle, quick off the top. Rhys Price takes it to the line. Lucas Bertie tries to hit the short ball. Yeah, just trying to unlock the door. There was a lot going on there. Difficult ball to claim. So McPartlin gets it in. Patton readjusts his bind. And there's a kick to chase here. Goes end over end into the 22. McPartlin gives chase off. Good footwork there, but the chase sticks, and Ethan Thorne can apply a bit of pressure as well. And Bristol Bears in their own half. This has been a rarity in the second 35. Sam Ferrari on, wearing number 17. James Bennett wearing 19. And that boxed and taken by Ewan Baker. Oh, more space here, and well kept in field in the end. That was Ewan Baker. 23 for Saints. And then Sam Ferrari. Again, an extra roll. Hard to get rid of these behaviours, but easy to get rid of those ones. Sam Ferrari questions the referee, costs his team 10 metres. And Saints are going to be in their own 22 again. Oh, they've pulled for the shot. Again, sensible call because it takes them 8 points clear, which makes it a 2-score game. Down below us, Clifton College's Billy Marsden. Loose head is stripped off and ready to come on. And his schoolmate, his teammate, Sam Worsley, is lining one up from the 10-metre line. In the dead still of the night, and it is perfect silence here at Sixways. Worsley sends it on its way. Another sweet strike, a really sweet strike. Bristol Bears lead by 8. They're not scoring the tries they want, but it's a pragmatic approach to kicking goals. And it's now a 2-score game. Bristol Bears 13, Northampton Saints 5. Again, they've kept the ball in field, so Saints can have a go from backfield if they like. Instead, they've just chipped that straight back to Hamid. Sends it back with interest. Oh, and this will be a card. It was a late shot on Sammy Hamid. Ellis Davis, another Clifton College player, is coming on. And that is a yellow card for Northampton Saints. They're down to 14 for the second time. And the penalty count is just starting to get on top of Northampton Saints. A lot of that is coming from the quality of Bristol Bears, but a lot more of it is coming from ill discipline from the team who trail by 8. Well, that's been spilled forward. It's back with Northampton. So Hamid takes another good high ball. Clutches it out of the floodlit sky. Back onto the 22 for Bristol Bears. They're going to have to make one of these stick at some point, surely. Is this the time? Oh, good footwork there from Henry Hawkins. Lucas Bertie stayed down. So just a rundown of the numbers on the backs of the Bristol Bears replacements. George Davey, 16. Billy Marsden, 17. Billy Moran is wearing number 19. Pete Parrymore, 20. Charlie Cox, 21. They're the forward replacements. Charlie Cox has pinched Reese Price's scrum half jersey, so he's in a blank one. Henry Hawkins, 22. Ellis Davis, 23. This is Archie McPartland, 21, as Bristol Bears turn the screw in the scrum. Need to be careful though, because It's gone beyond 1.5 metres. And so that's a free kick. Well, the free kick was given, the mark was outside the 22, so that free kick has been pumped straight into touch at the behest of territory for Saints into the last 10 minutes, 8 points behind, down to 14 players, and just making crazy mistakes. And Bristol Bears, much more accurate. Another good sack by Northampton Saints, so they've done that very, very well in this match so far. Reese Price. Oh, and the wraparound there, lovely from Worsley. Beautiful pass off the left hand for Lacey. Back into the 22 they go. Ed Harvey. But the pass is forward. Oh, the tip on there to Parrymore. Around about 9 minutes of the match remaining, around about 5 minutes on the yellow card remaining. And Northampton Saints have not had a sniff in this second half. Given the amount of time they've spent in their 22, they've defended it incredibly well. And given the amount of time left on the clock, Bristol Bears will be very pleased that it will continue to tick as they reset these scrums. Another big battle here, and Bristol Bears win it and pile the pressure on the Saints number 8, George Patton. That's going to stay in field, and Sammy Hamid's under it. Important tackle as they scrag him on the ankles. Northampton think they've turned it over. Haven't turned it over, well they have, but then it's come back Bristol Bears' way, and little snipe from Reese Price. Oh, great pace here from Sammy Hamid. Live wire goes again. Saints over the ball, but not quite over it enough. Worsley slings that one into touch. Looking for Gabe Lacey, and another chance goes. For Bristol Bears, territory, fantastic. Execution, not so much. Billy Moran. Well, Saints looking to go from deep. Ewan Baker. Bristol Bears called off it. Oh, again, numbers here. There was a 4-on-1 on the outside, and instead they stuck hold. Oh, big shot on Toby Tame. And now they do put the boot on it. Sammy Hamid's going to have another go. Watch him go in those bright blue boots. Oh, that is a huge shot on Lucas Bertie. Oh, he's coughed the ball up and turned it over, and he just ran onto two green shoulders. And huge credit to Bertie, he's gone up and walked it off, but that was absolutely gigantic. Bone rattler on the inside centre. And we'll reset with a scrum from the knock-on. Sammy Hamid picked Lucas Bertie, who hit the line like a train. If he bursts that tackle, it's try time. But he does not burst that tackle. Let's have another look. Here's Hamid. Watch him arrive here. Oh, goodness me. Right onto the shoulder of Craig Wright. Five minutes to go. Penalty Saints. Archie McPartland wanted to go quickly. Referee didn't let him, so instead it'll be a line out on halfway. So Craig Wright, fresh off the back of that tackle, finds a really good line-out ball in the end under pressure. Saints, well, they need to go through some phases, but if they're going to get anything from this game, they need to score relatively quickly. McPartland again. Toby Tane trying to free the hands, can't quite get them free. There's Bennett. Oh, there's a hand on that just stifles Saints again. Suggestion of a high tackle there from Reese Price. Referee lets them get on with it though. And then George Davey taking the law into his own hands. So Bristol piggybacking Saints up the pitch. Another rare journey into the Bears half in the second. To the point where they might have to start showing their passports. It's been such a rare journey. Big pass infield. George Patton takes them up to the 10-metre line. Oh, short ball. Here's a good ball. Archie Keane tries to make it work. Has that gone backwards? Yes, says the ref, and Keane is back on it. It's a loose ball. But for Northampton Saints, it's good news. Oh, it's not that good news. It's not good news for long because Bristol Bears are over it again. Clamped on. Another penalty. 2 minutes to go. And any hope that Northampton Saints have had has surely been stifled and snuffed out by that turnover. Well, just 2 tries, 1 each in this under-18 academy final, but it has been dramatic to the last. Bristol Bears will be wondering how they're not out of sight. They've managed the territory so well. Northampton Saints have rolled the dice. They've had to roll the dice in the wrong parts of the pitch. It just hasn't been their day today. But Bristol, with 2 minutes to go, back in the Saints half. Can they add a little bit of sheen to this performance? Well, Reese Price really has to wrestle for the ball. He's told to use it. Well, Northampton pinched that. Oh, yeah, they have. So maybe into the last minute, they want to get this scrum set. They want to make something happen. We've been told 45 seconds, so if it's going to happen, it needs to happen now. Well, that was shaky on the way in. Big contest. And Northampton come away with it up the blind side. Archie McPartland coughs the ball up, and now with turnover ball, what can Bristol Bears do? That was Gabe Lacey brought down on the 22. Reese Price arrives. Ed Harvey goes. That was Worsley. Big strength there from Paddy Pearce. Oh, and then he drives the legs. Takes Bristol Bears to within 20. And Bristol Bears are the under-18s champions. The best academy in the land. The culmination of a perfect season is the grunt and graft and 70 minutes of effort against Northampton Saints. They've played in freer flowing games, they've played in more exciting games, but they will not have worked harder for a victory all season, and Northampton Saints really made them work hard for it. Just one try apiece. The boot of Sam Worsley, the difference between the two teams. Just 2 penalties in the second half, from 7-5 to 13-5. But the score will not matter to those boys as long as they are 1 point ahead. Seems like a long time ago, when the sun was still shining here, that Northampton Saints opened the scoring with this beauty. Henry Pollock finding Frankie Slate home. At that time, we thought maybe we're going to have a try-fest, because Slate home had threatened to go in before. Bristol Bears were looking to run the ball from all over. That is a gorgeous offload. Archie Keane had a great game himself. Great awareness from Pollock. And a great finish from Slightholme. The chase came in. The chase was unsuccessful, and Slightholme opened the scoring. Then Bristol Bears, for all the fabulous backs that they've got in the team, it was the loose head prop Louis Trevette who got the only 5-pointer of the game. In between that, the penalty that we just saw converted there, both kickers missed shots at goal. We wondered how important they'd be. The answer was very, and this was the kick that effectively sealed it. Sam Worsley from the 10-metre line. Ice in the veins. And that's what brought us to 13-5, the full-time score. And that is the end of a brilliant Premiership under-18 season. Bristol Bears victorious on a day where we have had a glimpse into the future of the Premiership. So glad you could join us to see these two brilliant clubs. Hopefully you watched the other games as well and saw that Premiership Rugby is in rude health now and will be in the future. Congratulations Bristol, the Premiership under-18 champions. They defeated Northampton Saints 13 points to 5.